Alright, hey guys, I'm just in the practice range real quick to show you Groot's kit and how to utilize some of his abilities most effectively. So his shift, I think everyone's aware that it gives extra damage on a hit, right? Boom, boom, okay? So it's blocking LOS, giving blocking damage, and also giving you help with DPS. So when you block someone in, you just want to basically start fucking them up like this because they're getting hit twice, and they don't even realize it most of the time. So you block them in, you mess them up, etc. And also put it at an angle. If you hit shift again, it kind of puts it like this, and you can make a little barrier, right? And then kind of defend the castle, if you will. One more, right? And so kind of step up here, Hawkeye shoot, etc. You can kind of build a little ladder that same way, right? Wait for one more. Okay, and then you can stack one more, so you can only have 3 up at a time. Right, takes that off. So then if I had to get up here, boom, up here. Now you're not going to use that very often, but it does exist. Same thing happens on the edge of ledges. You can hit a 3rd time and it creates a little platform for you to sit on. And it's going to be basically attacking them from above here, down that way. So that's just some tech for you to know. Now in terms of his E, right? His E is his mega shield, right? Blocks a ton of damage, but a lot of people don't realize it also heals you. So look at my health. Each hit, 40, 40, 40, 40, 40, right? You have a max in terms of how much armor you can get. But basically, this E is going to keep healing you as you output damage. And so that E's distance in terms of how far or how close you have to be away from it is probably around 20 millimeters. I don't know if this is 20 millimeters. 20 meters, sorry, but something like that, to where, see, if I put it all the way over here, right, I get messed up by this guy a little bit, start doing damage, look at my health, and that's with the wall all the way over here. So now if we test and we go all the way up here, no health, right? So there is like a 20 meter-ish distance, but corner to corner might be like 25 meters. Just to keep an idea of where to put your wall. You don't need your wall right on top of you. You can actually have it a lot further than you think to get its value. So when I'm in my video, I'm going to refer to places you should put this E that blocks a good amount of LOS. Isn't so obvious. Like, this is not the main checkpoint, therefore you're not going to get burned. But say the main checkpoint's here, and it's like 20% encroaching. That's pretty money because they're not going to burst it down. They're going to think you messed up on your wall and walk past it. But realistically, you can then just shift here, become a menace, right? Get all this healing extra damage with this free wall that they're basically just ignoring. And so that's a huge tip for Groot, is basically leveraging your E, like getting as much out of it. And not just in terms of protecting, because look, your shifts, they'll protect a ton of damage. And it's on such a low cooldown. So is your E realistically, but your shifts, you can just keep stacking them, and you can have 3 up, right? Okay, and pretty much you can start doing fucking Fortnite shit if you want, and just create a little tower, right? And then okay. Alright. So the E is OP. You gotta know when to use E at the right time to sustain your health. Now that's really what I want to cover. I think everything in this kit is self-explanatory. You can do a lot of bursts. A lot of people, what people don't know is V is melee. So melee. The 3rd strike is a slam. And something you can also do is basically hit, melee, hit. What we can do is melee, hit, and then have the slam. Melee, hit, slam. So basically you can have that 3rd melee active and ready. So melee, hit, slam. Melee, hit, slam. Versus having to wind it like this. You can kind of have it wound up prior, jump in for a fight, and then slam. Just a little tip that people don't know. And it slams pretty good. And it can get kind of hard to aim these big hands of yours when they're up close. So you want to be hitting melee in conjunction with your left click and your right click, because that thing does a ton of damage. Alright. Okay, here's another match on defense. Game just started. Putting 2 quick shifts up to block LOS. You see how quick the shifts recover on my cooldown. Look, That shift just got that kill, right? That didn't exist prior. He tried to dip through main and died. So I think Groot versus Thor is really strong. Look at this Thor just get melted, right? He's in between my walls. Really has nothing, nowhere to go. Cap, yeah, Cap's just easy, dude. Cap's just a terrible character. Alright, but you want to use Groot like this. You want to block off LOS. You want to try to wall in the support. Try to get easy kills if you can. So I'm just kind of being this frontline menace, right? Especially against their composition with a Thor. They can't do anything. Look how screwed they are with this Cap Thor setup. Right? Getting no value off any of his abilities. He's blocked in most of the time. My healers are cracked, so I'm just not going down. At the same time, I'm using my walls so deliberately, they're barely able to get any damage on me to begin with, right? See how I'm not barely using E too? See how my E's been uncool, like been open this whole time? I'm aware of that, right? I'm using shifts on purpose here until I need to use a E or until I see a dicey situation, right? So E on that left side, now I'm getting health per hit, right? It's still up. Going back to, you want to have your E's in safe spaces that the enemy is not going to burst down and just get so much value off of the extra health per hit. Right? That E is still up. Right? Alright, just went down. And it was blocking off that left side the longest time as well. So you almost want to put your E in a position that is going to do a lot of blocking, but not block off their area to go through, or they're going to burst it down and run away. You almost want them to go around it, keep the wall up, and still get the benefits of the wall there. Alright, now I go to Thor. Watch, just as Thor just get melted, yep. That E's still up, right? Just kind of showing you. A lot of times, they'd rather just go around it than burst it down and feel like they're feeding your, whatever, damage block. People don't quite understand. They're giving way more value to Groot by keeping his walls up than just keeping him down. So now against this guy, right? He's just fucked. I'm getting damage, I'm getting health. Well, they kind of overwhelmed me there a little bit. Look at that ult. Huge ult. Whole team's in it. Kind of got countered a bit. Just kidding. Our team's insane. Just paired it up with that ult. There's not many combos like that in this game. Like, you know, there's the old Zarya combo. So Groot, Strange. Groot's almost even better to combo with a thing like Scarlet Witch because they're all in the same place. Strange, they could be scattered all over the place. Strange is still super OP, don't get me wrong, but I'm just trying to make the clarification that Groot's ult is pretty sweet. Alright, so basically, like I said, the storage is fucked. Every time. Every time I'm on this storage is fucked. Put that E down just to secure that I'm not going to go down here. We're kind of like right in the front line. Just a quick damage check. Okay. So I'm going to just be putting up walls as often as I can with my shift. Alright, you're going to see I'm going to be holding my E. Now your shift cooldown is so low. Alright, and you have 2 shifts. So you want to be popping this more than your E, and you want to save your E for more of a dangerous up close situation. Alright. They just destroyed my E there, see? Gone. Shift here. Kind of just holding choke point. You see, I put my E here in a safe-ish area where I know they're not going to just destroy it right away. And now I'm getting health on each hit. And this is part of the strategy with Groot, is that you want to keep your E in a location that's going to be beneficial, but not just get burst out and run away. Because as you do damage with your E up, you're getting health per hit. And it's pretty cracked. It's not as, it might not be as much as Thor, but it's almost like 80 or 100 health per hit. So I'm getting health, healing. I'm gonna put some shifts up here. Should be putting up shift here, to be honest, to kill this Adam quicker. That's on me. Kind of feeding here. Yeah. So that was on me right there, back there. I should have used shift on Adam. And you'll see that a lot of the time is common. Group players just forget to use shift when they're focusing on trying to get a kill. But realistically, that shift is going to help secure that kill way more often. So kind of blocking a bunch of line of sight. Got a big ult right there with the healers. So that's how you play the wall. Still pretty good hold on the first choke, right? Got ults from the team. Now the biggest downside is how slow he is. He is just super slow. So that's even more to prioritize staying alive as much as possible. Or even pairing up with someone like a Doctor Strange or a Shark that can give you a speed boost or a portal. It's not mandatory, but it's just one of those things where that is one of his biggest downsides. So I'm gonna wall behind him. Just kind of block off some damage. Shift the Strange in. Shift the Strange in again. Put an E in there. So now they really have no line of sight. Retaining walls, keeping E for the last fight, or to block them off during the timer. But you see, look, so look at this E right here, right? It's most likely not going to get blasted down. It's kind of hugging more left than right, but that's deliberate. That's so they don't burst it down when they do come in, and it still offers me the value of healing me. I should be doing V more here. Right? Just to get those secure hits. Look at that E. That E is still up there, right? That whole time they didn't kill that E. So that's kind of what I'm talking about. Is you want to put your walls in positions that aren't going to get bursted right away and offer the most value, you know, for the buck. Alright, now I'm going to show you what it's like to play on offense. Same map. So, Groot on offense is a little different. You're trying to make as much space as you can for your team, right? You don't have a shield yourself, so you're trying to use your walls to make gaps, close off characters like this right here. Not enough damage though, unfortunately. Still blocked off. We go for round 2 here. Just completely... Look how much of a clusterfuck those walls are when you start stacking it behind them. You're taking damage on each hit, right? For splash damage on the grenade and your hit, your left click on Groot. Try to kill this Iron Man here. It's a little too greedy if I go for it. So I probably could have, but he started melting me there and decided to back out. So just playing safer. Putting some walls up now, walling them off there with my E. Remember, it's kind of a safe place, not gonna get bursted right away. So I'm getting heals on each hit I'm getting right now. So most of their team's in. Now look at my health. On each hit, it's going up. Right? And that's from that E blocking off their main right there on the left side. So Groot can really give MVP a lot of matches. Okay, he can like do a shit ton of damage. He can block a shit ton of damage. He has so much more utility than people give him credit for. You see, we've been getting held here for a long time, right? Basically, the spawn. I was trying other tanks out. Okay. I was trying Magneto. I was trying Doctor Strange. I hop on Groot to make some space here. The Penny Parker's been kind of fucking us a bit, so my thinking is that these walls can help block LOS from the mines and make it a little more difficult for her to get as much value. Kind of pushing on the back line, missing a couple shots, no big deal. Just trying to make space right now. Just trying to make sure our team pushes past the fucking objective. I'm gonna block Jeff and Strange off here. It was kind of a missed all. It got blocked, right? So now they can't just come through there. Guarantee the point cap. Just making space. Trying to make as much space as possible while retaining my E. He's going down here, trying to get Strange a bit. Luckily, trap's open now, see? And I can get the trap for free without getting worried about getting hit. So I think Groot's a great counter to Penny. She has a lot of time trying to, a lot of difficulty, I'd rather said, trying to kill Groot and get value out of her kit. I should be putting shifts up here more than I am. That's common. I've said this before. When you're in the middle of it, you sometimes forget to use your shifts as much as you should. But that is one of the biggest things you need to be on top of, is pop and shift, pop and shift, pop and shift. Now, you don't want to just pop shift always, but you want to have at least one wall probably down at all times. The extra damage, the extra health, it's just insane. The extra DPS from your shift, the extra health from your E. Quick scoreboard check. And this is actually after being held for like 3 minutes at the first choke.